Hey, what is going on, everybody? It's a beautiful Tuesday night. My name is Paul Spencer from Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. We have a special episode tonight. What better way? Hanging with the champ, the man himself, Tresean Wiggins. Trey, how we feeling?
Yo, what's up, my brother? I'm feeling good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well, doing well. And, familiar face right to the other side of you here, the trainer, the owner of Castle Boxing, the one and only Mr. Brock Cole. How you doing, Brock?
What's up, fellas? It's great to be here.
What's up,
Thank
coach?
you, thank you. Thank you for joining me on a Tuesday night here. I know, Tresean, I know you're a little bit tired. Just got, the gym and stuff, doing some training out there. But how's that going, first of all?
Oh man, it's going good, man. Feel good, feel strong, physically, mentally. I'm ready to rock already. Still got a little ways to go.
I hear you, man. Champ always fighting, man, no matter what. But looking at the picture down below you, Trey, the little green shorts here, man. Man, I tell you what, brother. I don't. I've seen you before. I've seen you fight before. I've seen you in the gym before. But man, you got to talk about this pose right here because I never want to set foot in a ring with you, and I hope nobody ever has to do that because Tresean, that is one specimen right there, brother.
All right, man. I'm trying to make a statement, man. We've been putting in the work. That's part of that's like credit to the pre-camp training that we've been doing, man. A little new champion hour thing we've been doing at 5 in the morning down there at Castle, and I mean, and came into camp in shape already. So
Well, Brock, speaking of that 5 o'clock at Castle Boxing, talk about that a little bit because man, whatever you're doing to Tresean, it is working.
Listen, it's not me. It's Tresean and his will, but it's the Hour Champions. We put together like-minded athletes at 5 a.m. That's the Champions Hour. Everybody else still sleeping. Get them down there, and they focus on speed, strength, and just really the things that make a body better. It's all about science when it comes to that 5 a.m. Hour Champions, but it doesn't work if you don't bring this with you, and the heart and the heart.
That's
sure.
very true, Brock. Brock, it goes a long way because we know I've met Tresean about 2 years ago, spoke to him quite a few times, spoke with yourself as well in person. I've seen what Castle was built on, progression, passion, dedication, and exactly the heart right there, of course. But one thing I want to ask you, speaking of, body by perfection, does your daughter Gabrielle has anything to do with this? Because I've seen her videos, and I tell you what, I want to join that boot camp, but I don't think I have the talent and passion to do what she's doing. Does she
Yeah,
have anything to do with Tresean's physical appearance as well?
none of us want to try to keep up with her. I don't think.
She's a maniac, man.
Yeah, 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 yeah. We tell her that you got to take a break. You got to take a break. Right
You
now,
gotta
she's
force
so
her
cool.
out the gym, man. She's a savage.
Yeah, she's in the Dominican celebrating her birthday, and she went for a run tonight. So she's got a fight coming up too. So she's got to keep moving.
Oh, she's fighting now, huh? Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Well, definitely keep us posted on that. We'll, relay some things, information about that too. But Tresean, let's go back a little bit. Your last fight, it was you were thrown into this fight basically, not knowing who you were fighting, opponent, set to be determined once again. But wasn't this guy supposed to fight the name of the label, Mr. Adrian Bronner, if I'm correct?
Yeah, he was, man. He definitely was. I don't know what that happened on the business side, or supposedly even he got hurt in camp, but it didn't look like that from his Instagram. But who am I to judge? You know what I'm saying? But I stepped in and saved the show, thinking that what I'm saying, show people that I'm the real deal, man. 1 week notice, it didn't mean nothing.
Well, you said step into the show and show them what you're about. 2 minutes and 7 seconds, Sean. 2 minutes and 7 seconds, man. There's one thing about being prepared and having the heart and passion to go in there. But Sean, 2 minutes and 7 seconds. I mean, Brock, I'll let you go with this one. 2 minutes and 7 seconds because you were in that corner, Brock.
Listen, he didn't even give me a chance to sit down. The crazy thing is that it could have been stopped before that. The first punch, he rocked him. And so it was just from there. I mean, he was holding on for dear life. And Tresean he's not just a good fighter. He's a smart fighter. Tresean knows that minutes matter and minutes mean money. So you shut that down. Right. If we'd have gone 3 minutes into round two, that would have changed his stock market price. So not only did he do the right thing, but he shut that fight down, was able to get it stopped in the first round. That shows how smart he is. So anybody who steps in the ring with Tresean, they're not just fighting his body. They're fighting that man's brain because he knows what's up and he wants it.
I agree. Tresean, I got to ask you something regarding that Chris Howard fight. 2 minutes and 7 seconds into it. I know you from a standpoint, very humble. I know you personally. But Tresean, when I talked to you before, you said, and Brock said the same thing basically, the first couple of rounds, you're analyzing the situation here. Tresean, it only took you 2 minutes and 7 seconds. Not analyze.
That first, I mean, that first shot that I caught him with analyzed everything for me, and then he ended up in the middle of the transaction. And he caught me with a shot, and I'm like, even if I just threw 1,000 punches and gassed out and he survived it, I didn't think he could hurt me. I'm like, this dude talked all this stuff in his interviews, and he don't got no power. I'm pretty sure I could have finished the fight exhausted if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I had to need to get him out of there.
Gotcha.
Wait, hold on. Let me get this. Let's not tell them how they was so nervous about it. Cause I don't know. He was like, tell him, coach. He was like, I don't know about this, man. A lot of people was not happy about me wanting to take this fight, and I kept telling him like, yo, listen, dude, I'm not letting this dude mess up none of our plans we got coming up.
You know, I just kept saying, just win this fight. That's all you got to do. Just win this fight.
No pressure, right?
So who was saying not to take this fight, Tresean?
No, they just like not saying not to take it. They wasn't happy about the fight because it was like 1 minute. And I'm saying 1 week we was training for somebody else, and then you know what I'm saying, he was already in the main event card going against Broner, and then whatever clip surfaced of him, like the only clip we had to go off of, he looked like this real aggressive fighter. Like I'm like, once I analyzed that video, I'm like, bro, listen, that whole fight was in 2 minutes, like a whole 6-rounder. I'm like, bro, there's no way in hell he fights like that all day. You know what I'm saying? And if he did, we're gonna find out.
Gotcha. Well, Tresean, that fight there, he was supposed to fight Adrian Broner in the main card, of course. If Broner would have fought Chris Howard here, in your standpoint, your opinion, how would this have looked with Howard versus Broner? How far would this have gone? Which way would you look at?
It was definitely going the distance. I mean, now that I see, at first I thought Howard was going to beat Broner, but now that I just think about the whole situation, his history and all that, I think it would have been a unanimous decision, just like the Hutch fight. But I don't think he probably would have beat Broner, but he wouldn't have did nowhere near what I did to him.
Well, going from 10 rounds to 2 minutes and 7 seconds, just like you said in the beginning, called taking care of someone else's business here. Right. Setting the tempo, setting the name. I want to say the name of the label itself, the Don King label there. Brock, how do you feel about 2 minutes and 7 seconds? How did this put Tresean on the label of the Don King and on the map of WBO, WBA, WBC boxing, ladder basically?
Yeah, the fact that Tresean could go in, and honestly, it's not the first one. So Tresean can go in there, and Trey always says this, and he always says, I'm always the underdog. I'm always, they always, even when I'm A side, they put me on B side kind of thing. And it's fine. We show up with a chip on our shoulder. That's how he trains. That's how we look at it. And no matter who they put in front of Tresean Wiggins, we're going to do the same thing to them. You look at Travis Castellon, he's the hometown hero, and everybody was rooting for him, and they thought for sure, his fans were crazy. They were telling us, oh, you're going down, you're in trouble. And look how that one went. Same way. So it really doesn't matter about any of that. And yeah, being on Don King's card and under that moniker and the blue and the yellow, we love that. We deserve, Tresean deserves to be under the bright lights. But he's not where he needs to be yet. And we need to be promoted the way he deserves and the way he's working for it. We know we got to earn it. And that's where we are now. We're gonna earn it. A couple more fights, and the expectation is going to be, no more on the back shelf. We're going to be top line.
Right. I agree with that 100%. I think Tresean is not where he needs to be. We know the passion's there, the dedication, the power. The just being Tresean the way he is in a fight. But Tresean, your last 2 fights, Nigel Fennell, went the distance, unanimous decision. It showed 2 glimpses of you, night and day, that you can go the distance if you need it to be. If you have to survive a fight, now I don't want to say survive, but dominate a fight 10 rounds. And then your next fight, just like you said, 7-day notice, 2 minutes and 7 seconds. That goes to me to show that you have the right people in your corner. Brock, of course, out there, showing you the right ways of going the distance versus taking care of business really fast. Brock, I want to start with you first. How does that, feature in your head with Tresean going the distance and then 2 minutes and 7 seconds into his next fight?
Well, first off, I'll say, there's a lot more people behind the scenes with Tresean than there's me. That's for sure. With Julio and Eddie and those guys in York, and that's why it's nice to be able to see Trey because I miss him. But with him being able to go to distance, which we know he's got plenty of gas in the tank. Honestly, that's again, styles make fights, and that was one that wasn't the most stylistic fight that's best for Tresean. And Nigel, great kid. He was in there to survive, not to win. So Trey had to be careful with that. And we won, I think, all but one round out of that whole fight. So I mean, it was a dominating thing. Appearance again. And it's going to happen sometimes. That's boxing. You just never know how your opponent's going to show up.
Sure. Tresean, with you, the same thing. I mean, 10 rounds, unanimous decision, basically. There's 9-1 rounds, pretty much. I still call it unanimous no matter what. Then go on 2 minutes and 7 seconds.
I mean, he's a superb boxer, man. I mean, granted, he was trying to survive. He really did have boxing skills, and he's like, I mean, people don't realize how hard it is to stay mentally locked in for 10 rounds. And any little small type of, detour off or slipping on off track, something can go wrong. You have to stay mentally, even when it was boring, man. I was trying to play chess the whole night. And I learned a lot about myself in that fight, man. I was usually the smartest one in the ring every time I'm getting there, but I got to be the smartest one in the arena because his coach was always saying, like, at the, like when I get me here in the corner, I get ready to attack him. He would be like, all right, we got him now, Nigel. We got him. Let's do it. So I would back off thinking it was like some plan he was working. But all he was just stopping me from throwing punches, and it worked. And I was like, oh, that was a good strategy, like as a team. But Nigel didn't execute the way he was supposed to. Gotcha, so what I'm saying, I learned a lot about it. So now I got to be the smartest one in the arena.
And not to belabor this, but I mean, Nigel's, as Tresean said, he's a very good fighter. He was just in Ryan Garcia's camp, helping him get ready.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, none of these guys are slouches.
Right.
Tresean's just making them look bad.
Right.
Agreed.
Yeah. They called Howard a sparring partner after I did that to him. He couldn't have been that much of a sparring partner if he was just Adrian Broner's main event opponent. Right. So.
But isn't that like, calling the kettle black here, basically? You have a fighter like a Howard mainlining a card with Bronner, then, after someone else, Tresean, steps in, takes care of business, and Chris Howard was nobody. He's not the biggest thing out there. How do you feel about that, Tresean? You get, Aretha Franklin, respect. You get no respect, brother.
Right. I mean, I was just thinking about it, and I've been thinking about it a lot because it used to really bother me, get to me mentally, but I'm just convinced, man. They ain't gonna. I'm not gonna get enough credit until I actually have a world title on my way. So I'm just gonna keep winning, man. Keep my head down, keep winning. Try not to let that type of stuff distract me no more. You know what I'm saying? Because I know at the end of the day, that win, they can't deny that. You know what I'm saying? They can deny all my skills, all my talent, my record, but they can't deny the win. As long as I keep winning, they gotta accept it.
Agree. Well, let's move forward here. I mean, you're fighting coming up pretty damn quick. You're in camp right now. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I originally was supposed to fight May 31st, but they had pushed it back to June 7th now. And it's opponent still to be announced because we have, a couple options. So we got some big news coming. We in the works, can't say too much about it just yet on the business aspect, but soon to come, man. I mean, it's gonna be a big fight. A big card made, Broner and I'm supposed to be headlining. Who knows what's going to happen? Hopefully, I got to step in there again. You never know.
Well, this way, maybe we can go into at least go into the second round this time, Tresean, because, I mean, a lot of people out there want to buy the fight. They get kind of mad when they spend $39 and see Tresean knock the cat out in 2 minutes, brother.
We don't get paid by the hour.
Yeah, I don't get paid for overtime, man. Sorry.
I hear that.
Yeah,
but let me ask you guys something real quick. I know, Brock, you watch every fight. Little story. First time I talked to Tresean was 2 a.m. I texted him around like 11. He's still texting me at 2 o'clock, and he's watching one of the pay-per-view fights. What are you doing, champ? I'm doing homework. What? But let me ask you about this Haney Garcia fight. Can we talk about that a little bit? Coach, I'll let you go with this one first.
I mean, you talk about the fight. I mean, it's what Trey and I talk about. It happened the way we thought it would.
Right.
And I think that there was a lot of power play back and forth, but you can't deny Ryan Garcia of his power and his speed. And if you don't come with that type of energy, then you're going to be in trouble. And that's what happened with Devin Haney. He just seemed tired and flat. Maybe the whole show leading up to it pulled him off his game, or, his dad, with the antics that were going on. But either way, he wasn't where he should have been in that fight. And, again, just like Tresean said, if you're not focused, laser point focused, exactly what happens is going to happen.
Yeah. I just think, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it had nothing to do with all the antics outside, because Devin Haney is always naturally locked in. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the more dedicated, focused fighters in their weight division and stuff. But it's just that I don't know. He's just one trick pony. Man. He can box real good. He just works harder than everybody else, and he's focused. You know what I'm saying? He don't have all the outside distractions like Ryan, like Tank going to jail. Like he don't have none of that stuff going on in his life. He's just always focused. You know what I'm saying? So he just one trick pony, man. And the first time, and Ryan sold the fight, man. He put asses in the seats. He wanted everybody. Yes. Everybody had to come out and see if he was crazy or not.
Yeah, the one word I want to use is catfish here, with all the social media that Garcia put out there. This dude's bat crazy. This dude is, what is wrong with this guy? What is he on? Like you say, Tank's always focused, laser focused. He does that. But do you think this played into it? I know you said no a little bit, but it's got to play in a little bit where you see this dude Garcia crazy as hell on social media. Then missing weight, not being able to get the title if he wins this. Was it a little bit of catfish to Devin Haney? Like, I can't take this dude too serious.
No, I don't think that. Listen. Once they realized that the fight was still on, they knew that it was not that. Like, that wasn't legit. You know what I'm saying? Him going on the scale, and it couldn't have been about money, because he already a multi-millionaire. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand what was that about, but. Hey, he did it, and he made extra money off of it. You know what I'm saying? He finessed the system. I think it was pure genius, if you ask me. He's fighting the best. You know what I'm saying? He fought Tank, then he fought him, then now he wants to go after Shakur. He's fighting the best. He don't really care about too much about an upper world title. Why? I mean, because that's really ultimately the goal, because you have the belt. I mean, you have the money already. Now you want to get the belt. He getting a legacy fights, but no title. But you know what I'm saying? But who knows? Nobody really knows why he did what he did, but it worked. And he looked superb doing it, if you ask me.
He did. I put money on, Garcia. Everybody thinking this dude's crazy. I'm like, listen, I think it's he can flip the script and then flip the switch, I want to say, in a second. He definitely did that. Knocking down Haney 4 times total in the fight there.
I think it was 7. He
Yeah.
I think a couple of them were they call slips. I didn't see the slips there, honestly.
Yeah, he trained all training camp for that one hook and still couldn't stop it. You can train. That's like my speed. You know what I'm saying? People can try all they want to get ready. I was just telling you before, like, yeah, it's like slow. It'll even look slow to me on camera. I'm like, but we all know that it's laser fast in a fight, and it's hard to get ready for it.
Okay, speaking of comments, real quick, Kenny Fry says, "What's up, guys? What's up, champ?" Tresean, Kenny's on our show. He does a show on our network, of course. Eileen says, "Hello, hi guys."
What's up, man? What's up?
Right now we have 184 viewers chimed in from YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, everywhere. And Tresean, what we're going to do real quick, I know you're feeding this live to your Instagram, and what we're going to do is we're going to give away one T-shirt or an autograph, a T-shirt from Castle Boxing, which like Brock talk about. But we are going to give an autograph photo from yourself, to one of your Instagram live viewers out there, that whoever comments, or it's hard to comment from Instagram to a reel, but whoever comments, pick one person, we'll get a shirt, an autograph out to them as well. And Brock, same thing with you. You can pick one out there. If one of the viewers out there is watching it live, of course, let's try to help them out as well. So if you have any questions out there, please, for Brock, the trainer, even if it's about Castle Boxing, you want to get into boxing here in Johnstown, please mention it. Every question for the champ here, please chime in with us. We're really appreciate it. But Brock, I want to ask you something. Regarding that fight there, how does Tresean fit in against the Haney and the Garcia?
How do they fit in with him?
Hey, I like that.
Right.
I mean, honestly, that's it. I mean, granted, we're coming from nowhere, but you got to start somewhere. And in 2021, when Trey got the call, it was okay. Let's do this. Let's see what happened. And he'll tell you the story 100 times. He was questioning whether or not he should still be doing this.
Right.
So how many fighters are at that point in their careers, no matter how much they make? And again, money, if you have enough money, you can go buy an opportunity for a title. Let's face it. You see what's going on right now. Right. So, but Tresean, we don't have that. what he has is what you see in that picture, what you see in his heart. So when a fighter loses that heart or that drive, that desire, and Tresean, you just send me something the other day. When you're comfortable, it's hard to push yourself. There's no comfort happening here, and Tresean's not comfortable. He's satisfied with his life, but he's not satisfied where he is right now. And there's nobody that can stand in front of him if they're going to be satisfied or if they've already felt like they made it. So that makes him dangerous to everybody.
Right. You know, it's a funny thing. Going back a while, you know, Tresean, we talk all the time, and I remember, you know, talking to you, Champ. What are you doing? I'm about to go to work when you worked at Pepsi. You know, I'm back in my mind, I'm thinking, and as well as a lot of people out there. Wait a minute, Tresean's an NABA champion. He's been on TV. He's under a Don King label. Why does he have to work? And there's a difference between, just like what Brock said, you're a people person. You're a 40-hour work week guy. You have to do these things. And you still train. The word is hungry. The word is hungry, and you're not in position to be comfortable. You're not.
Right. Yeah, man. It's like that's what it's about, man. It's like nonstop work, bro. I don't care what I gotta do to make sure that my family's straight. I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? But right now, the boxing is the end game for me, and I'm gonna see to it that it give me everything it owe me.
Definitely. Hector Velasquez says that, hey, the people's champ is here. You already know.
Sure.
Now, speaking of family, fighting for things, the Godfather's in the house here. I think there's one new addition to the family here, recently. Congratulations, Trey.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man.
Definitely. Is this number 4?
Yep. 3 boys and 1 girl.
Listen, his hair counts as 1 more. That kid's got he got a head of hair like, man, I'm jealous.
Yeah, he does.
Brock, being a trainer there, and Tresean on a personal level, on a family level, how does that make you feel being the godfather of his children?
Listen, I said, just joking, say, hey, I'll be the godfather. And he says, for real. And when he gave me that opportunity, that honor, I don't take that lightly. I mean, that made me feel even closer to Tresean and his family. And, it's special. It truly is an honor that I'll carry with me for the rest of my life. And I'll be taking care of that little guy every chance I get.
Tresean, are we going to see him in the ring in the future here?
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. He came out like Ali came out, man. He just like, I actually got to keep telling him, man, you got to save this for your dad, because now he just want to be, every time he see fight. He's going to be good. He's going to be in there, man.
Well, you know what, Tresean, once again, congratulations on the, blessing of the family there, you and your beautiful wife and your, 4 kids now. Congratulations. And, they have the best father, first and foremost above all. And, one of the greatest, godfathers and trainers in your corner as well. But Tresean, going back to this fight here, what can you talk about with this fight here? How are you training for the TBA, to be announced opponent? How do you prepare for that?
You know what I'm saying? Prepare like I'm training for a world championship fight, man. I know it's not the actual world title fight, but I'm going to train like it is, and we're going to keep bringing in all types of different sparring, because we don't ever know who it. We don't know. We think we ain't gonna let them catch us off guard, man. I just don't see nobody beating me. Like I said, for the next 5 years, I don't care who they put in there. Like literally anybody, and I don't care. And me, now that I got my team that I got now, you know what I'm saying, making it a whole lot easier for me to train. I do my, I'm allowed to be 100% focused, and I'm thankful for them, man, for behind the scenes, because it makes my job a whole lot easier.
Gotcha. Brock, what about that? Same question, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the preparation, I mean, again, as Tresean is able to focus, he's able to be locked in, and as far as being able to prepare for whoever you're going to fight, you're kind of used to it now, huh, Trey? Yeah. It's been, even whenever we had an opponent, it changed 3 times. So we're fortunate enough that between his group, his crew at Lincoln Way in York, and our Castle fighters here and our network, we're able to get Trey the sparring that he needs. And that's the key. And of course, him showing up and putting the work in to be in shape before camp, I mean, that's half the battle.
Yeah, it is. Gotcha. I tell everybody the hardest part is getting back into shape, man. And I find myself, don't get me wrong, I find myself doing that a good bit of times, but this one was so much easier. I came in here in shape, man, and my coach was just impressed already. You know what I'm saying? Because they obviously see the work now. It's one thing for me to tell them, yeah, I'm working out, but now they actually see it. I come here, I'm fit, I'm strong, I'm ready to go. You know what I mean? And it just makes it, and it's just that much easier, man. I'm training 2 times a day.
Well, Tresean, there's no denying you're working out based on that picture down there, brother. You know what I mean? Definitely. But my question to you is honestly, Tresean and Brock as well. Southpaw, it's a totally different 180 different fight. When you fight a southpaw versus a stanchial fighter there. How do you prepare for that? Do you always bring in southpaws just in case that happens to come your way?
Oh, you talking me or bro?
Either one.
Go, Trey.
Oh, you want me to go? I don't mind. I don't mind. It's easier fighting the southpaws for me, if you ask me. But you know what I'm saying? It don't take no time to adapt, man. You know what I mean? You get in and fill them out. But sometimes I don't have to fill them out.
Brock, same question.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got good vision, it's not difficult to be a universal boxer. You can switch up, you can move, you see what's in front of you. As long as you see what's in front of you, if you try to do boxing, you're going to be in trouble because your opponent's always going to be a step or two ahead of you. Absolutely. But if you can see what's there and you can cause the action, I always say cause the action, react. If you can do that, then you're going to be a few more steps ahead of your opponent. You look at Lomachenko. That's exactly how he's always been 2-3 steps ahead. Now, again, age catches up, but Tresean is young for his age. And when he says nobody's going to beat him for the next 5 years, I believe him. I believe him. I mean, he's a 25-year-old. He's not a 33-year-old.
I think I got to add 5 more years now.
There you go.
We almost at 5 years now when I said it.
Well, I think you need to add on about another 5, definitely, because after you're the champ of the world, I think we need to at least maintain that for 5 years, Then after that, maybe when we want to retire, we can give a shot at another person there. You know what I mean? If it happens to be. But speaking of the next fight on the Don King label here, I know Adrian Bronner is scheduled to fight Cobbs coming up. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean that's it. I think it'll be a good fight. I mean, but Broner, I don't know. I think Broner will lose. You know what I'm saying? But Blair's a strong, wild fighter, and Broner aged out wrong, and you know what I'm saying? He ain't have the abilities to slow that down no more, you know what I'm saying? He's not long, he's not tall. He don't have nothing to offer Blair, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? If it was smart, they would just let me do it.
I can't follow.
I like
that last part. There's smart to let him do it. I mean, what more can you say? But no, I mean, we'll fight anybody, and if if Broner doesn't make it, we'll fight Cobbs. If Cobbs don't make it, we'll fight Broner. Either way, they're stopping both. Either way, let's fight them both. Either way, we're stopping them. And the thing is, but they're two very different fighters, and Blair's going to come with heat. But if we fight him, everybody comes to Tresean with heat because they see his few past losses, and that's what happened. Well, he's a whole different fighter now. So bring the heat, and you see what happens. They try reaching and trying to bring the heat. They walk into shit. That's what's going to happen.
I don't even recognize that fighter anymore, man.
Me either.
So I don't even know how they do.
Well, speaking of that, he was signed on the label a couple of years ago. Bronner coming in here. To me, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. Has been washed up. Just the name, namesake out there. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to be, I can say what I want, of course.
Right.
But the thing is, okay, backing out of your main card last time, with a certain injury, social media didn't really relay that message of what we've seen versus what was said, of course.
Right.
But
right.
Going into this fight here, is there any way that you think Bronner's just trying to get a paycheck, maybe? I mean, what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I think so. But because he's the crazy thing is you say he posting his day, he posts him in the gym, but then also he posting his outer gym shenanigans. Like he still looks fat in the face. You know what I'm saying? Like, granted, we still have a good bit of time to get ready, but it's like, come on, son. At that age and with what his body been through, it takes a long time to get that weight off. So I mean, I don't know if he has any plans on getting it off or not, but either way, I'll come and save the day. I'll put the cape on.
I took 2 minutes and 7 seconds to save the day, Tresean. Brock, how do you feel about that? Bronner.
I think Adrian Bronner, I think what he wants is not what he's getting right now. What he wants is one last shot at a high stakes fight. Right. And what he's getting right now isn't that. Chris Howard wasn't it. Blair Cobbs ain't it. And honestly, Tresean Wiggins isn't it. He's more than any of the others, but I think that's why you're seeing what you're seeing with Adrian Broner. So, and maybe if they gave him that shot, he would actually take his training seriously. I don't think so. I don't think so as much as he should. And I still don't think he's going to win. But let's face it, he's a world champion, former world champion. So you gotta look at that, and you got to give him that much. But I don't like the antics. I just think take the fight, win the fight, and if you're a champion, fight like a champion.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Being a world champion prior former, you tip your cap off to that respect there. Right. But this is the future. This is the present here. What you did in the past is not what you're doing now.
Doesn't matter.
Your training, you're not taking it serious. Where the younger fighters, I want to say, Tresean, being at your age, they're still younger at heart. You take everything 100% challenge, like you said. There is no comfortable living in your aspect. You have to fight for what you're given, and you have to fight for your name, and have to fight for tomorrow. But Tresean, I want to ask you real quick. Speaking of Bronner, Garcia won. Haney needs a rebound fight. Do you think this is what Bronner is looking for? Just like one-time paycheck and it's right off to the sunset?
Yes, if you ask me, that would be the smartest thing for him to do it. I mean, I advise him to do it. You know what I mean, business-wise, because whoever he fights next is gonna lose, and that's for sure. Because he can't get no more. He had a point where the WBA and the WBC put him in the rankings, so now he can't just take a Hutch no more. You know what I'm saying? He can't take a Howard no more. So now he has to step up and fight somebody that's in those top rankings. So why not go for the one that just come off the loss? They need an opponent, a bounce back fight. It makes perfect sense business wise for him, and it actually makes business sense for Haney to bounce back. He can beat on a world champion and keep his title, and everybody's happy. Broner gets his money, his a big paycheck, and take his ass on somewhere. But either way, he needs to do something, but he needs to get out of my way because he's just he holding up the train for what reason?
And you know what? I think that's a perfect story there. You already finished one, episode of Bronner. How about we, after he loses this to Haney, if that's acceptable, how about we go out there and just handle business 2.0 and just knock out Haney and show him what you're about?
Haney will never get in the ring with me, man. He doesn't stand a chance either. I don't think none of it. It's crazy. My son is. I tell you, my family is my toughest critics, man. When if I do something they don't like, or if I'm taking up the place, they're gonna tell me about it. My son told my wife yesterday, yo, I really think Dad is low key nice, man. She just told me that yesterday. She was like, they were talking or whatever. He's like, Dad, I think Dad can beat a lot of these world champions out here, except for he said anybody that can give him a hard time is Crawford. And that means a lot because, they talk so much junk, you know what I mean? So, to know that he's saying that they see it, man. You know what I'm saying? He can't deny it. And it's the truth.
Brock, you were laughing there a second. What were you going to put in there?
It's funny to hear him and Ali go at it. They go back and forth. They disagree all the time. And, and he's not lying. For his son to pay him a compliment, at least directly to him, that's a pretty big deal. It's a big deal. So, and he's not wrong. He's not wrong. And he is. And everybody's going to see it. And we're going to show the world every chance we get, no matter who they put in front of Tresean Wiggins.
Keep stepping.
Well, speaking of that fight coming up, Tresean, what are we thinking? To be announced here. What are we thinking? Are we going to what is this going to give you for the next level? I mean, after we defeat this guy to be announced here, what's next? What's next?
Depending on the to be announced, what I'm saying, it'll definitely either catapult me or because I'm not in a position, I'm not sitting still no more. Like I'm no longer want to be stagnant and where I'm at, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna make a big statement once again, and they could doubt me, they could say I'm not, but one thing for certain is that I will, and June 7th, everybody gonna see.
Brock, same thing.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, every fight is a statement fight. And Tresean, you were saying about he's not fighting for a world championship. No, this fight he's not. But every single fight is for the world championship because you lose, life changes. And Trey, they don't like to hear me say that, but when he went into this contract with Don King, I'm like, do you understand? You can't lose. He owns you for at least 3 years, and you're gonna make a couple $1,000. It's not. I said you can't lose. He's like, I'm not gonna lose. Okay, fine. So he wins the fight, right? So the next one, I'm like, you do understand that if you can't lose this fight, because if you do, then you're done. So we win that one. So we go to the next one, and guess what? I tell him the same thing, and all of a sudden I realize it's like every fight matters at this point. Everyone, no matter what. So I just shut up.
No, he don't. He's gonna tell me the same thing.
You're right, I am. Yeah.
Next thing, he's gonna beat you to the punch, Brock. You're gonna tell him the same. He's like, Coach, I already know. I gotta win this fight. Don't worry about it.
I definitely will. Watch.
But I want to ask you one thing. Tresean, when I first met you, you were the 11th ranked boxer, in the world there by rankings. I don't even look at it anymore because I get so pissed off, honestly, by not seeing your name there with the recognition that you deserve. Defending, reigning. I see that. I know what you're about. Where are you at right now in rankings, Tresean?
Man, I stopped looking at it, but to my knowledge, I was 13. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't understand because I won against Cody Wilson, and it put me I was at number 10. I started winning with first round knockouts.
Yes.
I got out of 4 fights, I got three knockouts out of the 4, and I'm going backwards. They can't make it make sense, but I don't know if I struck a chord with the WBA with that little stunt that the kid pulled off at the WBA convention or whatnot. But something's up and something's going on. But I mean, like I say, they can't deny the win, though. You know what I'm saying? I can keep winning. I mean, they don't want to put me up there. Then they can feed me this story that everything, it's at a standstill right now and whatnot. But it was easy to put Broner up there after Hutch, and who is Hutch?
But my thing is like, okay, how do you fight no-name people like Broner does? Okay, handpicked fights to accumulate wins, but then you back out of fights as well. But you move up the rankings. But when you knock out fighters, 3 out of 4 fighters, your last 4 fights, you decrease your ranking. How is this? What, Brock? You're part of the USA Boxing Association, a little bit different. But how do you feel about that? Knocking out boxers, you fall back in the rankings. You don't fight. You move up.
The hard part about this is you have to understand that it's all business.
Sure.
And not all business is fair. Not all business is going to go the way we want it to go. When it benefits the sanctioning bodies, when it benefits the promoters, I mean, the promoters hold the power, no matter who they are. Okay, so they hold the power. So all we are is the entertainment, and so in this case, we've got to continue. We just got to play the game. We have to be patient, which is really hard, right, Tresean? We got to be patient. And we've got to just handle our business every chance that we get. We're respectful. We appreciate everything Don King Promotions has given us, everything that the matchmaker Ernie has given us, everything Ms. Vonda has given us, and Teddy, from everybody from Don King Productions. But no matter what, we're not going to let anything get in the way. And just like Tresean said, they can put us wherever they want, but eventually someone's going to have to fight them.
Right. I mean, I stopped checking it because it was driving me crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I was going down a little dark hole again because I'm like, I'm doing I'm not like I'm asking for a handout. I'm asking them to put me somewhere I don't rightfully deserve. I'm earning it. And they just like, I feel like they're just sticking me up. So I just like, I'm going to stop looking at it. I'm just going to keep working, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just keep working. I'm not where I was before. And then I'm just going to keep going. I don't feel like I'm 34, you know what I'm saying? I don't look like I'm 34, and I don't have a lot of wear and tear on my body. I'm mentally stable, I'm physically stable. I'm just gonna keep working, man. Eventually, it'll work. I'm for sure it'll work.
Yeah, see, a little funny story. On Out of the Box, I run the Twitter account, so I'm always posting about boxing events, the pay-per-views coming up, round by round, what's happening. And a couple of my friends are like, "Wait, Tresean's not ranked. Is he that good?" And I'm like, "Listen, watch his fight. Watch who he fights. Watch how he handles business." Like, well, this guy's ahead of him. This guy's this. I'm like, there's a difference. There's a difference from what you see versus what you read on paper.
Right.
Go in the ring, put this guy against Tresean and see what happens very quick. Just like the last opponent with Broner. Only took 2 minutes. That's my standpoint. Dropped the mic. 2 minutes and 7 seconds. That's all it took. But Tresean, I want to talk about real quick. I believe you have some merchandise. I know Brock has someone. I actually have someone. the Tresean Wiggins label here. Where can they find this? Because later on in the future, we are going to link up, and we're going to put that as one of our sponsors as well to get you out there to get this merchandise. Tresean, what's going on with that merchandise right now?
All right, yeah, we got it's tricky now. So we got millions.co where you can go in there online and search it on there and go to my profile. They got a lot of dope merch that just dropped too. And we also got merch coming out of Castle Boxing too. So we got a little bit of merch everywhere. Anybody can find it, or hit me on Instagram or hit the coach on Instagram or wherever, and we can make it happen, man.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll link that, Instagram as well. And the merchandise, of course, we'll link that on our the box pages too. Brock, talk about, I know you're just going to drop some, everybody's dropping merchandise, but I need to drop some too. Talk about your merchandise being dropped here.
Yeah, I mean, we've got, again, we're fortunate enough at our gym. We've actually got t-shirt presses, so we can make our own stuff all the time. But now we've got the stuff that we can. I mean, the neat thing is, you want to keep up with Tresean Wiggins, you're going to have his colors. So his colors, you're going to see his colors coming out soon. We're going. I think I can say it right, Trey.
Yeah.
We're going with pink and gray. We're going with pink and gray. So we've got the stuff out already. The fight's going to be in Miami, so you got the Castle logo that's kind of Miami Vice looking, and then the pink Tresean, the trigger logo in the front. So you'll be able to match Tresean Wiggins when we walk out on into that ring. You'll
Everybody
be wearing the same stuff as we got on.
Right.
Speaking of that real quick, Brock, I'm not sure if it's a little bit too late, but are we still looking for sponsors to be located on Tresean's wardrobe coming for this fight?
So yeah, because since they moved it out another week, we've got so now, before it was today, was going to be the last day, but now we got another week to get some more sponsors. So we've still got some locations on his trunks, as well as we're doing logos on our corner shirts. So we'll have on the sleeves or on the tail. So there's a lot of opportunities there. If we get one more $1,500 sponsor, I think we've got one more space for that. They'll get prime location on the tails of the corner shirts, as well as Tresean's trunks.
If you can send me that link, Brock, we'll definitely put that on our page as well. Word of mouth goes a long way. We'll try to help you out there as well. But man, Tresean, it's been a pleasure here, having you on really quick. Tresean, I want to leave you with this. Is there any word that you can say to the ranking committee about your ranking and where you belong and where you're going to be in the future after this fight to be determined? Let them know.
I mean, if I'm being overlooked by anybody there, or they don't think I'm ready to even be put amongst those top guys to give me that shot, just keep waiting to see, man. June 7th, I'm gonna make another big statement. This one's gonna be even bigger. So every fight, I'm gonna make it even bigger and even bigger and even bigger. Eventually, it's gonna it's gonna bring the whole room down.
Gotcha. Brock, same question to you really quick about, Tresean's future and where he belongs in his ranking.
Yeah, I mean, for the ranking committees, and we'll just say, remember the name. Don't lose that name. Write it down, scratch it in, put it in your wallet or something. So whenever you say, what was that kid's name? And you put, Tresean Wiggins, find him. Because if he doesn't, he's going to find you. He's going to be up there. He's going to be rolling right through those ranks. And they don't want to look stupid. They don't want to look foolish by overlooking him. And I just encourage them to be smart and keep an eye on Tresean Wiggins.
I agree, Tresean. I know the passion's there, the commitment that you have, the corner that you have, all your training facilities, Castle Boxing first and foremost there. When you're here, of course, your hometown being in the Johnstown, PA. But I've seen you fight. I've seen your power. I know, what it's like, what it feels like. So the future's bright, man. Even though, a lot of people say your age is a little bit higher, but like Brock said and you said, 25 years old, where you're at in your mind and physical. So I know the future's there definitely for you. So I'll leave, Brock, if you have any parting words, anything people can find you. Of course, talk about Castle Boxing, where you're located on Fairfield Avenue out there. Please let everybody know what you're about and what you mean to the community and what the community can expect from you.
Oh man, yeah. So Tresean's one example. He's a champion, but that's not what we're all about. We start out trying to make them champions in their community. We teach discipline, we teach self-control, we teach family, and of course we teach boxing. But boxing is just a vehicle. So when those kids and adults, I had somebody 67 years old come in wants to learn to train with us today, and you know what? We can give him everything that we can give everybody else, but you get to feel like you're part of a family. And there's no other feeling like that when you're in a boxing community, because when you go to battle together, I don't care how tough you are, you come out inevitably you come out and the first words that come out between the fighter and the coach is "I love you." Because you have to have that love and that trust, and there's really not many bonds that are tighter than that. I'd say maybe your kin. That's it. And so that's what Castle Boxing brings to you. That's what being with our team brings to you. Our family, our culture is what our primary focus is. It's not about making money. I don't make a penny doing this. I lose money doing it, actually. And it's about really helping the community that we live in, that we love, to make better citizens. And if they become a champion like Tresean, all the further be it. That's just the best part. You get a chance, you come down May 11th, come see our fights. We got amateurs. We got at least, I think, 8 of our Castle Boxing amateurs on the show, including one of Tresean's sons, maybe 2. So his boy's going to be fighting again, and there's just going to be an awful lot of good fighting. We're expecting up to 15 bouts. Tresean's going to be there. He's going to come home and help corner his son. So you get to see the champ in the other side of the corner, which will be a lot of fun seeing him in action. But again, there's no better way to see what we do than to come down and check us out.
Brock, before I let Tresean go, I want to mention something with Turnabout Boxing, because, Tresean, I had the privilege of talking to this young girl, future champion in the world, Tanya Gilia. We love you, Tresean, and appreciate all he's done for our daughter with Brock and a great coach as well.
Thank you.
Before I get to you, Tresean, what's going on with Turnaround Boxing? I know there's big things happening. It's more of a collaboration now. Talk about that real quick, Brock.
Yeah, so it's crazy because Turnabout Boxing has been in existence for a while, and Castle Boxing, and we just started to click and realize that we've got a lot of the same values, and we figured that again, this is a tough business. You can't make money in what we do, not a good living, but it's not about that. So we figured if we pool our resources, our brains, our skills, and our money, we can really do good for both communities and in between. So, with the Gillas, they're incredibly tight with USA Boxing, do so many good things as far as, officials in charge and secretary. And I mean, just so many things. And again, they officiate our fights too. So they have a wealth of knowledge and experience that's been able to help us be able to teach the fighters how to win and how to be scored. And again, we've been able to come back with that culture. I mean, together, combined, imagine this, we have the largest boxing team, at least in this part of the state. Here we are, Du Bois and Johnstown. So we've got, I think, nearly 80, if not close to 100 boxers combined.
And what the funny thing is, it's Aviana's chiming in right here. She said, love you guys. And when I had her and her father, Greg, on the show, it reminds me of you two, the connection that you two have. Brock, you said the closest thing you can talk about is next kin, Greg and Aviana. It goes to show you that just what you said about Castle Boxing is you practice what you preach, what you said. The relationship that you have with all your boxers, if they become champions, they do. If they don't, you're still family to them. And right here's a perfect example of what we see with Tresean and yourself, being the godfather of his own children. That goes a long way. And I appreciate you out there being that way too, because if you want to go out there and you don't have the gump to do something, you know what? As long as you don't get trained by, Brock's daughter there, Gabrielle, you might be okay. But she'll put you through hell. But, I want to say thank you from a personal standpoint. You guys are very humble, of course, and that's what the world needs, always to pay it forward. You lose money to not make money, but you earn the respect to make the world a better place, just like you are, Brock. And I appreciate that. Thank you.
I appreciate you saying that. And that's exactly what our mission is together.
Greg chimes in 102 registered.
There you go. That's it. My man always corrected me. I knew he'd be right.
102. There you go. There you go. But Tresean, same question basically to you. Where can they find you? What you stand for? Because I know everybody out there knows, and this, PA knows you, Tresean. But it's time to let the world know what Tresean is, what to expect, where he is, where he's going to go. Let the world know, Tresean.
I mean, Trick or Trey, man, a future world champion. And the years coming, like soon, man, soon, and it's inevitable. So I want everybody to just tune in, man. Just watch my story come from nothing to something, and I'm just making a bigger statement. It's bigger than me now, I want everybody to still stay tuned in to my career. It's gonna be a movie, man. When it's all said and done, it's gonna be like a movie. And June 7th is where I'm starting it at.
Well, speaking of movie, what's the name of the movie going to be? We're gonna do it right now. And who's going to portray you? That's the main question. What's the name of the movie, and who portrays Tresean Wiggins in the future? Who you got lined up?
Hopefully
Denzel's too old. You can't do that.
Denzel might be too old there, but who knows, man? You know what I'm saying? We still got a little time, but we'll see. You know what I mean?
Brock, the same question. Who's going to portray you in the corner there?
Oh, me. Wow. I mean, there's a million old ball guys. I mean, that's not tough. So I'll take anybody. Listen, here's the thing. And I want to say this before you. Trey said he started from nothing. It's not true. The minute I met him, I knew he was something. Not about a champion, but he had the heart of a champion. I say this, and I always will reiterate this. You've heard me say this before, is that this business is not a clean business. It's hard to keep your own hands clean in this business. Yeah. And when you get someone that, I mean, Tresean has never, ever let me down. Every time he's ever made a promise, he's kept it. And there's very few people I can say that about. And he owed me nothing. And he's always, always, always kept it. And he kept it real. And sometimes I drive him crazy because I keep it 100% real with him too. But it's hard to find that in a business of boxing. Yeah. And he's never been a nothing, but he's going to be more than he is today someday soon.
Right. You know, the funny thing is, Brock, just like you said, you know, Trey, we talk off camera a lot, text each other back and forth. And I've been real with you before. I was like, Tresean, you have everything to lose and nothing to gain on this label right now. And it goes to show you what you stand for and how you fight every day, willing every day to get in the ring and sacrifice your body for your family, you know, your boxing organization, your home of boxing, of course. And that means a lot to me, too, because a lot of people out there want a role model. You know, of course, a lot of people don't know you from anything, but you're the type person that needs to be in this world to show dedication to people that say the word I can't. You know, there's no quit in your game, and especially Brock being the same way. You know, the first time I met Brock, he opened arms to me coming to Castle. I gave me a VIP seat to watch you, you know, the first fight there at Castle Boxing there. And I was sitting there next to the senator, Wayne. I'm sitting right next to him, you know, like, wow, I must be a VIP. Next thing I turn around, I get two shirts thrown in my face by Brock. And everybody's looking at me like, who are you? What are you? I'm like, I'm just Paul. That's all I am. But Brock, I want to say thank you because you treat everybody humbly. You know, you both do, and I really appreciate that, you know, what you guys are to the community. And listen, if you're out there in near Johnstown or Du Bois, you know, turnaround boxing, get out there, get yourself in shape. Not only that, learn something new, because at my age, 52, I want to learn something new. And to the people out there, reach out to Brock, reach out to Tresean, reach out to Castle Boxing, turnaround boxing in Du Bois. There's always something for everybody. Brock, real quick, what classes do you have out there if someone really doesn't just want to do boxing? I know you have a lot more there as well.
Yeah. We put everybody together, which is a lot of fun. So literally you could have somebody that's just there to hit the bag and stay in shape. And Tresean will be training right beside you, which is crazy. And when you tell people that, hey, you know, this guy's a world ranked fighter, they're like, nah. And it just changes everything because everybody has fun. So we have pros and we have amateurs. We've got some amazing Golden Gloves champions, and then you got old guys like me in there, just, you know. And so
I get in there and spar with everybody.
Yeah, it's it.
That's not going to happen with me and you, brother.
But it's fun. It really is, and it's you know, you got to come check it out. And it's the same way up at Turnabout Boxing in Du Bois. It's a big family. I mean, just yesterday, if you go up to their web page, Greg was out there cooking for everybody, his whole crew. He was out there on the grill cooking. He putting a lot of pressure on me. Everybody's gonna be giving me heat to start doing that too. But you know, that's what boxing gives you. I mean, it's not in the cards for everybody to be a champion like Tresean, but you can still be a champion of your own world, and that's what we hope to convey to everyone.
Gotcha. Tresean, before we get out of here, I want to go back to one thing real quick. Before the camera started, there was something about weight, and Brock was actually laughing a little bit. What are we talking about here? Let's leave on a funny, kind note here. What are we talking about here? I'll let you have the floor first, Tresean.
I don't know what.
I want to hear Brock rebuttal this one.
I don't know what he talking about, but he got this thing where he wants to watch my weight 24/7. I'm like, are we still like a month and some change away? And yeah, he wants to be tracking me. Like, I don't know. That picture must have gave him my idea that I'm super all jacked up and stuff. But I ain't as heavy as he thinks. So,
what's the weight right now, Tresean?
156.
156. Brock, where do you want him? I mean,
he's 2 pounds heavier than when he left.
Brock,
but I'm swelling up though.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, listen, I'll say this in jest, but he's one milkshake away from not making weight. Right?
Look, we don't want a Ryan Garcia event here, Tresean. Come on, man. We gotta have
hey, listen. One thing about me, I'm a professional. I ain't gonna let my title go nowhere on no technicality.
Listen, Tresean knows himself very well, and you know it's funny. It's running joke. Every fight we have to go to Walmart and buy a scale because we always forget the scale. And he's like, "Why are you worried?" I'm like, "You got to go get the scale. Let's go get the scale." Why are you worried? Why are you worried? You know, because I am. That's all I can do. I can't train, so you know what I mean. I can't do anything else, so I'm doing the worrying for him, and that's what I do. I like you just got to watch. Maybe honestly, his quads are stronger, his legs are stronger. There's no more bird leg Wiggins there, right? So I mean, you look at him. Look at the neck, right? You ain't gonna knock him out, but the only thing that's gonna get in his way is if we don't make weight. And yeah, I know he's fine, but at the same time, it's what I do.
He's just gonna.
It's what I do.
Nerve, right? You know what I'm saying? This is true transformation, though, man. This is the biggest I think I've ever looked, and I might be still getting bigger. So it's just like we'll see.
Tresean, 2 words stayed in my mind. 2 statements by Brock. I think he called you bird leg Wiggins. Is that what he said? And then you're one milkshake away from not making weight, huh?
Get him right. That's crazy. It be your own people, right?
You can't.
He does like his milkshakes, though.
Yeah, I do.
Well, listen, stay away from the milkshakes down there. Make sure you continue your training. And I appreciate you both guys coming on here. Tresean, we want you to come back, prior to the fight here and talk about, once we hear something's going on, who we're fighting, of course, come on here, let us know. Because I appreciate you texting me a couple of days ago and say, hey, you want to know what's going on? I'll let you know what's going on here. I appreciate that. That shows me that, I accept you, you accept me. I appreciate that. I call you fam all the time. To me, you are. I appreciate that. Brock, same way with you. Anything we can do for you, we'll help you any way we can. I appreciate it as well.
Yeah, man, you got to come to the show on May 11th. You're always our guest. Come on down.
I definitely will. We'll definitely do that, and maybe we can, talk to some of the coaches, put them on live as well. To help. Because Turnabout's going to be there as well too.
Yeah, they'll be there for sure. Yep.
Maybe we can get both of you, maybe Tresean to sit down and do like a 10-minute interview live. We can put that in as well. We can link it to Castle and Turnabout as well. Maybe we can do something like that. I greatly appreciate it as well.
That'd be great. Let's do it.
Tresean, I'll let you have the last kind words to get us out of here, man. Let the world know once again what's going to happen, what you're about, and your parting words to everybody out there so they know who the champ is.
And I love y'all, man. Trigger Tresean Wiggins, NABA Welterweight Champion. Stay tuned. June 7th is going to be fireworks. Definitely don't miss it, man. I'm climbing up the ranks and I'm putting everybody out in the process. You don't want to miss it.
Gotcha. My name is Paul Spencer. That is the champ, Tresean Wiggins. And that is Brock Hall from Castle Boxing Guys. This is Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. Hanging with the champ, Tresean Wiggins. Please also like, share, subscribe on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and Instagram, of course. So, guys, my name is Paul Spencer. We're signing out here, and thank you. Please remember the name, just like Brock said, Tresean Wiggins. Until then.
Take care. Thank you.